Have you ever poured your entire heart, your whole being, into a love that you believed in completely, felt that deep, unwavering connection, only to have it shattered? For every woman who has given her best, who has loved with an honesty that few can comprehend, listen closely. This message is for you, the resilient heart that beats with profound wisdom even when bruised. Many believe that when love breaks, the woman shatters. But what if I told you the truth is far more powerful, more profound, and perhaps more liberating than you could ever imagine? There's a transformation waiting to be understood, a secret strength you possess that he never saw coming. Stay with me, because this isn't just a story about pain, it's about reclaiming your power. When a man hurts a truly good woman, understand this fundamental truth. It's rarely ever about her shortcomings. Instead, it speaks volumes about his own profound inability to grasp the immense blessing he was given. Yet, ironically, in the act of causing such pain, he ignites an unforeseen spark within her, a dormant strength she herself might not have been fully aware of. A woman of genuine character, when wounded deeply, doesn't simply crumble into despair or vanish into a fog of sadness. Her response is far more potent and transformative. She embarks on a journey of profound change. This isn't a dramatic shift filled with angry outbursts, shouts for revenge, or loud public displays of hurt. Her transformation begins quietly, almost imperceptibly at first. It often starts with countless sleepless nights where she lies awake, deep in thought, re-evaluating everything, her inherent value, the choices she made, and the boundless love she offered. However, the crucial distinction with a good woman is that these intense reflections don't shatter her spirit. Instead, they serve to refine it, sharpening her perception and solidifying her inner core. This profound refining process occurs because, deep down, her foundations were never shallow or weak. She loved with unwavering honesty, dedicating her time, heart, and energy without ever keeping score. She stood steadfastly by him, even through his darkest hours, always holding on to the hopeful belief that her faith in him would somehow be enough to help him find faith in himself. This kind of love, often mistaken for softness or naivety, is actually a formidable display of inner strength. So, when such powerful, honest love is met with betrayal, what follows is not destruction, but absolute clarity. She begins to peel back the layers of illusion, finally seeing what was hidden in plain sight. She starts noticing all the times she excused obvious red flags, the moments she chose silence just to preserve a peace that was never truly real, and the countless instances she poured parts of herself into someone who didn't even understand their preciousness. Instead of hardening into a cruel or cold person, she evolves into someone immeasurably wiser. Her heart doesn't shut down, it simply learns how to protect itself with greater discernment. She doesn't erect walls built from bitterness, but rather develops sharpened judgment and instincts. And crucially, she doesn't resort to screaming or fighting back. She simply and powerfully levels up her entire being. This powerful evolution is a truth many men fail to grasp. When they cause pain to a good woman, they often foolishly assume she'll remain by their side. They rely on her innate kindness to overshadow the hurt they inflict and expect her loyalty to continue ignoring their inconsistent behavior. But there is always a limit, and once a good woman reaches that critical boundary, there is no turning back. It's not because she has suddenly stopped caring, but because she has finally achieved a profound understanding, an insight that shifts everything within her. Through this transformative change, she meticulously begins to rebuild her life, carefully and gently. She redirects her invaluable energy, placing it back into herself this time, fueling her personal growth, nurturing her passions, and diligently pursuing her healing. Here lies the extraordinary truth. The very thing he believed would utterly break her actually serves as her most powerful awakening. There is perhaps nothing more unsettling for a man who took her for granted than to witness her blossom into the magnificent woman he failed to appreciate when he had the precious opportunity. This flourishing isn't fueled by revenge, it's born from newfound strength and piercing clarity. And here's what truly pierces him. He never sees it coming. He convinced himself she would wait, believed she genuinely needed him, and assumed she'd passively remain while he eventually sorted himself out. But she didn't. She decisively moved on. She released the outdated version of herself that accepted being unseen and undervalued. Instead, she grew into someone who finally, clearly sees herself. This isn't a result of her becoming cold. It's because she is profoundly healed. That transformative shift, that powerful internal reorientation, is not his to observe, nor is it his to interrupt. It belongs solely and entirely to her, hers in every sense of the word. And even if he wakes up one day, yearning for the woman who loved him without bounds, she simply won't be there. Because now, she dedicates that very same intense love and unwavering commitment to herself, with all the fervor she once bestowed upon someone who couldn't handle its depth. That is the profound and undeniable result of hurting a truly good woman. She doesn't just leave, she undeniably rises above. This is a realization that men often grasp far too late. Good women don't beg for love or attention. They don't desperately chase after those who have shattered their trust and hearts. Instead, they gracefully step back, they quietly think, and then they inevitably rise. This isn't because they didn't care, nor because the love wasn't profoundly deep. It's because when you offer someone the truest, most honest, most vulnerable parts of your heart, and they still choose to hurt you, something fundamental inside you breaks. But simultaneously, something even stronger awakens. You begin to understand your own intrinsic value, not through his eyes, but through your own sacred healing journey. And once that monumental shift takes hold, it becomes an irreversible force. When a man causes pain to a good woman, he instinctively expects her to collapse into despair. He imagines she'll lose herself in a vortex of sadness, that she'll inevitably return seeking closure, longing for one last conversation, desperately hoping for any scrap of attention. But genuinely good women aren't designed to remain in that state forever. They may cry, they may stumble, and they may indeed feel profoundly lost in the initial aftermath. However, they do not stay broken. This is because good women possess an inherent depth and an unwavering strength. That remarkable resilience is forged and refined by every single instance they loved deeply and were subsequently hurt. So, when they finally choose to walk away, their departure isn't loud or dramatic. It is calm, imbued with grace, and most significantly of all, it is absolutely final. The gravest error men make is misinterpreting her resulting silence as a sign of weakness. Yet that very silence is a deeply powerful decision. A conscious choice to steadfastly guard her hard-won peace. It is a profound decision to stop begging to be seen, to stop shrinking herself just to fit into a space where she was consistently undervalued. Love, in its purest form, was never meant to be a constant battle. And when a good woman finally embraces that profound truth, she doesn't seek revenge or retribution. She simply lets go. And this act of letting go is the very thing they never anticipate. They wrongly believe they will always have time. They convince themselves that one day they will return, once they've matured, once they've learned their difficult lessons, once they finally grasp her true worth. But by that time, she has already blossomed beautifully in environments far more nourishing and validating than anything he ever offered. She isn't angry anymore. She has simply moved far beyond him. And that, for very few men, is a type of pain they are truly prepared to confront. The raw, undeniable agony of knowing they lost something extraordinarily rare, something deeply real, and that it was entirely, tragically, their own doing. There is indeed something sacred about a woman who loves honestly, who gives freely without playing games, who shows up consistently with loyalty, grace, and an open, vulnerable heart. And when that unique kind of woman stops showing up in his life, it is not a mere drama, it is an undeniable transformation. The silence she leaves in her wake doesn't fade, it echoes louder than anything else he might encounter. He'll undoubtedly try to find fragments of her in other women. He'll chase superficial attention, hollow compliments, and temporary affection, but he will never ever find her again. because she was truly one of a kind. And once you have known that extraordinary kind of love, the kind that held you gently when you couldn't even hold yourself together, you don't just casually lose it. You destroy it by failing to recognize its immense value when it was undeniably right in front of you. When you were the difficult one, yet she still stayed. When circumstances grew hard and she still believed in you, even when you had lost belief in yourself. That profound kind of love is exceedingly rare, and that precisely is the true cost of hurting a good woman. It's not merely about her absence, it's about the years he will spend tirelessly searching for bits and pieces of her in others, people who can never even begin to compare to the remarkable woman she was. She didn't lose him, he unequivocally lost her, and that profound loss will resonate throughout the entire remainder of his life. A man who hurts a good woman typically believes there will be no genuine consequences for his actions. He tells himself she will stay, that she will continue to endure just a little bit more. He convinces himself that her love will somehow continually soften the painful impact of his choices. But what he tragically fails to understand is that her loyalty, while incredibly strong, is not limitless. It possesses a breaking point, and once a good woman reaches that critical juncture, everything within her begins to shift profoundly. This shift occurs not only in how she perceives him, but perhaps even more importantly, in how she views herself. She starts to grasp that her love itself was never the problem. It wasn't even that she loved too much. The fundamental issue was that she poured the purest, most genuine kind of love into the wrong kind of man, a man who was incapable of handling its depth, a man who, deep down, perhaps never truly believed he was worthy of it in the first place. And when a man feels undeserving of genuine love, he often, almost instinctively, tears it apart before it has the chance to truly illuminate his own deepest self. Because standing nakedly in front of a woman who genuinely sees you, your flaws, your pain, your shadow self, and still chooses to love you, that is terrifying for someone who hasn't confronted and healed those very parts of themselves. So, instead of meeting her love with courageous vulnerability, he recoils from it. He pushes it away, ignores its profound truth, not because it's false, but because it is too honest, too raw, too revealing. And when that remarkable woman finally walks away, something profoundly sad occurs, not to her, but tragically to him. Because while she may shed tears, she simultaneously evolves. She grows exponentially. She discovers and reclaims herself again. But he, in turn, begins a slow, quiet unraveling, falling apart gradually until one day he finds himself enveloped by an unbearable emptiness, with no comprehension of how it all silently slipped away. That is the stark truth about breaking someone who only ever wanted to love you truly. You don't merely lose them in that precise moment. You lose everything that could have ever beautifully grown between you. You lose all the vibrant parts of yourself that only came alive when they were near. You lose the profound peace they brought to your inherent chaos, the unwavering belief they held in you when you couldn't find it within yourself, and the softening grace they offered in a world that relentlessly told you to remain hardened. That is the immense price. It isn't just about their departure, it is also about the painful loss of the person you were capable of becoming when they loved you. A truly good woman never demands perfection. She simply craves honesty, consistent effort, and a genuine willingness to try. She yearns to witness growth, humility, and the presence of a real, beating heart. When you choose pride over necessary change, ego over honest intimacy, you are not merely turning your back on her precious love. You are simultaneously walking away from the better man you could have so powerfully become by her side. And the most heartbreaking part of all is that most men only truly realize this crushing truth once it is irreversibly too late. When she has already forged ahead, when she has already found her serene peace on her own, and they are left tragically behind, haunted by thoughts of what once was and what could have been, plagued by one quiet, persistently unanswered question: why did I push her away? The truth, unyielding and relentless, always circles back to this: he simply wasn't ready for that kind of deep, all-encompassing love. He hadn't yet done the crucial inner work required. He foolishly assumed she would always be there, no matter what challenges arose. But real love does not beg. It does not linger where it is not respected or valued. And when that profound truth finally strikes him, it doesn't just hurt, it utterly recalibrates his entire world. And all too often, by the time he is finally ready, she is already long, profoundly gone. What many men don't comprehend is that the lasting damage inflicted by hurting a good woman does not cease the moment she walks out the door. The ending isn't clean or contained. The deep pain doesn't simply vanish with the passage of time. The enduring consequences reach far wider and deeper than he could ever imagine, returning in the most unexpected and poignant ways. When you break the heart of someone who gave you their unconditional love without holding anything back, you are not just shattering their trust. You are simultaneously tearing at something profoundly sacred within your own soul. So whether you consciously recognized her immense value or not, a good woman leaves an indelible mark. Her powerful presence does not simply fade away into oblivion. Her words, her unwavering support, her tender care, they remain vividly etched in your memory. They return to you in quiet, solitary moments, in times of gnawing doubt, during sleepless nights when all your usual distractions finally run dry. Her love transforms into a persistent voice in your head, a deep, resonant ache in your chest. And when she is truly gone, the silence she leaves behind does not diminish, it grows incredibly painfully louder. That haunting silence relentlessly follows you. It appears when you least expect it, in the serene stillness, in the crushing loneliness, and that is when you begin to truly feel the immense gravity of what you deliberately let go of. Not just the remarkable woman herself, but the profound, life-altering experience of being truly seen and loved in your entirety. She was the one who stayed steadfastly when others abandoned you, who forgave you far too many times, who believed in you with greater conviction than you ever believed in yourself, and you allowed that to slip away. That precisely is when crippling regret fully settles in, not merely for the specific events that transpired, but for everything beautiful that never even got the chance to unfold, for the better, more honorable version of yourself that only truly existed when she was faithfully by your side, for the life that could have been thoughtfully created, for the future that now exists only as a haunting echo in your memory. And perhaps you try to find something new, someone new, but nothing ever truly works. Because what you shared with her wasn't just about being together. It was about being known, being deeply accepted, being unconditionally loved. And once you've experienced that unparalleled kind of emotional depth, everything else inevitably feels lighter, thinner, less genuinely real. You find yourself constantly comparing, not because you consciously want to, but because your very soul still vividly remembers what it felt like to be loved with such profound intensity. You finally realize the true cost of hurting a good woman isn't simply that she left you, it's that you irretrievably lost a significant part of yourself along with her, a part that only she had the power to awaken. That is the quiet, pervasive punishment. You don't always fully notice it at first, but it slowly manifests throughout your life, in every new relationship that never quite feels the same, in your steadily growing sense that something profoundly important irrevocably slipped through your fingers. She wasn't merely a chapter in your life, she was the pivotal turning point, and you tragically missed it. Because when a man wounds a woman who only ever wanted to give him her complete love, the resulting pain doesn't just reside within her. It inevitably turns around and finds its way back to him. Perhaps not immediately, but eventually. And by then, what has been lost can never be truly recovered. Because a good woman is not easily replaced. She is not easily forgotten. And once she is truly gone, so too is the precious opportunity to become the magnificent man you were slowly, organically becoming in her loving presence. The painful truth is that by the time you finally come to fully understand this, it is already unequivocally too late. When a man hurts a good woman, what he usually fails to grasp is that he isn't just inflicting momentary pain. He is profoundly impacting how she perceives herself, how she views love, and how she navigates the entire world moving forward. A woman who once loved freely, trusted easily, and bravely opened her heart without fear doesn't simply bounce back unaltered after being hurt or ignored. She undergoes a deep, involuntary adaptation, and sadly, the painful lessons she learns often render her colder, more guarded. She begins doubting the very things she once felt so profoundly sure about. She wonders if the love she so generously poured out was a grievous mistake, if her unwavering faithfulness was blind and misguided, if believing in him so fiercely and for so long was merely her being foolish. This profound shift doesn't arrive with loud confrontations or emotional explosions. It happens slowly, intricately within her, evolving as a crucial form of self-protection, an inner armor designed to shield her from experiencing that soul-crushing heartbreak ever again. And what remains is a woman who is more guarded, more cautiously discerning, someone who instinctively constructs walls where she once unreservedly opened doors. When you inflict pain upon a good woman, you fundamentally compel her to transform. And she does. She becomes tougher, yes, but that newfound toughness is built upon a foundation of pain she never deserved to carry. She becomes more acutely aware, more meticulously careful, but this evolution costs her the beautiful inherent softness she once wore with such natural pride. And here is what truly should keep any man awake at night if he honestly contemplates the magnitude of what he did. He was the direct cause of that profound transformation. He was the one who forced her to change. He turned her affectionate warmth into a chilling silence, her devoted care into an unbridgeable distance, her unwavering faithfulness into a haunting doubt. And the most tragic aspect is that she never, ever wanted to become that person. She desperately wanted to remain open. She wanted to preserve her radiant faith in the power of love and the goodness of people. She believed wholeheartedly that giving her heart completely would be reciprocated with equal measure. But the indelible scar he left behind whispered a different cruel truth, that giving too much is inherently dangerous, that caring deeply inevitably leads to immense pain, that loving with every fiber of your being is a risk not worth taking. So now she navigates life differently, not necessarily fueled by anger, but undeniably, profoundly changed. She trusts less. She is far more careful. She listens more keenly than she speaks. She observes rather than immediately gives. She has mastered the art of keeping precious pieces of herself hidden away, not because she wants to play games, but because she vehemently refuses to bleed for someone who hasn't proven they truly deserve to witness that vulnerable side of her. And while this profound change may ultimately aid her in her healing journey, it should serve as an incredibly painful truth for the man who brought it about. Because what has been irrevocably lost was something innocent, something pure. And when innocence is forcefully replaced by the stark necessity of self-protection, it rarely, if ever, returns in the same radiant form. You didn't just lose her, you inadvertently helped create a version of her that the world will never again fully know. Not because she is permanently broken, but because she is now profoundly more careful. She understands, with a wisdom born of pain, that love is not always a safe harbor. And once someone learns that agonizing lesson, it is incredibly difficult to forget. The saddest part of all is that she may become everything he never appreciated, but for someone else entirely. Yet that person will have to painstakingly earn her trust, prove themselves consistently day after day, and demonstrate unwavering consistency to even access the parts of her that once came so freely to him. He locked the door, and now someone else will have to dedicate the time and effort to carefully unlock it. And he did it not because she failed him, but because he was simply not ready for the sheer depth of what she so genuinely offered. He couldn't handle the boundless love, the profound loyalty, the emotional depth. And now he must carry the heavy truth that she became wiser, tougher, and indeed colder because of him. That is the devastating cost of hurting a woman who only ever wanted to love you fully. When a man profoundly damages the heart of a woman who gave her absolute all, it's all too easy to assume she'll just walk away and that the story simply ends there. But that is far from the complete truth. When she finally pulls away, when she decisively steps out of your life for good, it isn't solely about the pain in that singular moment. It's about the accumulated weight of every small disappointment, every betrayal, every single moment you failed to truly value her. She had been desperately trying to stay, desperately clinging on, desperately attempting to make it work, because that is what true loyalty compels. But even the strongest, most resilient hearts have their unyielding limits. What is often tragically overlooked is that when she eventually walks away, she is not merely walking away from him. She is also leaving behind a fundamental version of herself, the part that profoundly believed in unconditional love, the part that hoped against hope he would reciprocate her tireless efforts, the part that bravely trusted him completely with her most precious heart. That specific part of her, the one that gave selflessly without ever keeping score, is irrevocably gone, and it does not return easily. Unless you've lived through that kind of soul-deep experience, you won't truly comprehend the magnitude of that irreversible change. When she ultimately leaves, it's not driven by revenge or a desire to inflict guilt. It is purely and simply about her survival. It's the precise moment she grasps that staying would only condemn her to more relentless hurt. It's the instant she profoundly sees that her intrinsic worth is not, and never was, tied to how much she could sacrifice for someone who persistently refused to acknowledge her value. And when she goes, it isn't because she gave up. It's because she finally realized she deserves something profoundly better. For any man who has hurt her, the most agonizing truth to confront is that she no longer needs him in the way she once desperately did. He was once her safe haven, her closest confidant, her deepest love. But now, in the monumental act of choosing herself, she has discovered something even more profound, her own indomitable strength. She has unearthed the courage to gracefully walk away from something that was never truly right or truly contributing to her well-being. In that singular, empowering decision, she comes to understand that her value was never about being enough for someone else. But here's what many truly fail to see. This monumental change doesn't occur in a single day. While she may walk out of your life physically, the emotional wounds, the lingering doubts, the agonizing what-ifs, they persistently remain long after the relationship is over. Her journey isn't just about recovering from his mistakes, it's about slowly, painstakingly unlearning the harmful thoughts and self-perceptions she internalized while being with him. Thoughts about the nature of love, the meaning of trust, and the pursuit of her own happiness. And that kind of profound healing demands significant time and patience. When she finally summons the formidable strength to truly let go, it is not just for her own sake, it is also an undeniable, resonant message for him. A message that genuine love should never, ever be taken lightly. That hurting someone who is loyal, someone who gives their all, comes with profound, lasting consequences. She might never vocalize these truths explicitly, but her resolute silence will declare them with undeniable clarity. Love is not merely something to toy with. It is not something to carelessly discard when it becomes inconvenient, and it is most definitely not something to ever take for granted. In due time, the man who caused the pain might eventually realize the profound extent of what he has lost. He might reflect back and vividly recall the days she tirelessly gave him her absolute best, and he might deeply wish he had treated her with the respect and kindness she deserved. But by then, she might be irrevocably too far gone. She might have already meticulously rebuilt her entire world, a world that now confidently requires neither his approval nor his diminishing presence. And while that poignant realization may sting with raw agony, it is a truth he needs to and must finally face. When a man breaks the heart of a good woman, he doesn't just lose her in that moment. He loses the once-in-a-lifetime chance to ever truly feel that kind of deep, unwavering love again. And very few men are ever truly prepared to confront that monumental kind of loss.